Welcome to the It Factor. We're Jemmy and Nye, exploring a new blog post by Mr. Len Kaplan, CEO of CDML and MSP in Queens, NY, offering network management, VoIP and UCAS, cybersecurity, compliance, IaaS, cloud, and Microsoft 365 and Azure.
That's right. And if you're a small business owner, or maybe you manage IT for a growing organization, this deep dive is definitely for you, so stay tuned.
Today, we're diving into a really critical challenge, something facing businesses of all sizes, really, and that's the increasing threat of ransomware attacks. We're looking at a helpful blog post from CDML that really breaks down what you, as someone running a small business, need to understand, to protect your livelihood and your data.
Absolutely. Because let's face it, the idea of your operations just grinding to a halt and your sensitive customer info being exposed, that's the nightmare scenario.
Exactly. So our goal here, our mission for this deep dive, is to pull out the most practical, actionable insights from this article so you can feel more informed, maybe a bit more confident about defending your business.
It's definitely a conversation every small business owner needs to be having. What's interesting about ransomware is how it's evolved, isn't it? It's more than just locking up your computer files now.
Oh, absolutely. It kind of reminds me of those old, protection rackets.
Yeah.
But instead of some shady character demanding money, now it's cyber criminals holding your essential digital stuff hostage.
Right.
And here's where it gets really serious for you listening. It's not just about losing access anymore. Now, these attackers often steal your sensitive data first.
Yeah, the exfiltration part.
Exactly. Things like customer names, addresses, financial details, what they call personally identifiable information, or PII, and they threaten to release it publicly if you don't pay up. So you're looking at, operational disruption and potentially serious damage to your reputation, customer trust too.
And if we just step back for a second, you see how widespread this is. The blog post mentions over 1,000 educational institutions hit. That really paints a picture of the scale.
Yeah.
And it's not just one sector. The article hammers this home. No organization is safe.
Yeah, that's in caps in the post.
It is.
Yeah.
It's no matter if you're a small shop, a local service, a growing tech firm, you are potentially on their list.
It's truly eye-opening, and the financial impact is just staggering. The article mentioned projections for 2022, something like 80 million attacks expected in the U.S.
Yeah, and damages over $20 billion.
20 billion, that's huge. And those costs can just crush a small business.
Right.
And just to give folks a sense of what's out there, the blog post lists some, prominent ransomware types, like Maze, Revol, Ryuk.
Names you unfortunately hear about.
Yeah. Maze was apparently one of the first to really push that data theft before encryption.
Double extortion, basically.
Right. And it also mentions Tycoon, NetWalker, and a newer one called Egregore. So these are active threats, things businesses are dealing with right now.
So, okay, as a small business owner listening, the big question is, what can you actually do? With these threats always changing.
Yeah. What are the practical steps?
Well, the blog post neatly splits the solution into two key parts. First, prepare. Prepare for an attack so you can recover fast.
Okay.
And second, protect. Proactive measures to stop them getting in. Let's start with preparation. If the worst happens, what are the absolute must-haves?
Okay, let's dive into prepare. Number one, according to the article, a rock-solid data backup strategy.
Foundational.
Totally. But it's not just copying files to an external drive. You need layers. On-site backups for quick recovery, and off-site backups may be cloud-based, so if something happens to your building...
Your data's still safe somewhere else, like a spare key, but digital and in multiple secure spots.
Exactly. And here's the really crucial bit the blog post stresses.
Yeah.
You have to test those backups regularly.
Oh, absolutely critical.
You need to know you can actually restore your data quickly and fully. A backup you can't restore, it's useless.
It's just taking up space. That ability to restore is your lifeline. And preparation isn't just tech, right? It's people, too.
Good point.
The article highlights educating your team, making them aware of ransomware dangers, how attacks usually start often, those sneaky emails or dodgy websites.
Phishing, yeah. They mentioned a previous post on that.
Right. Making sure your team can spot something suspicious. That's a surprisingly effective first defense. Human error is often the easiest way in.
Couldn't agree more. Your team's either your biggest vulnerability or your best firewall, sometimes.
Well said.
The post also suggests something maybe not top of mind for everyone. Talk to an insurance broker about cyber insurance.
Financial safety net.
Yeah, it can help cover recovery costs, business interruption, maybe even legal fees if you get hit.
Worth looking into.
And finally, under preparation, Have a documented remediation and recovery plan.
Your emergency playbook.
Exactly. Who does what step by step if an attack happens, how you communicate. And the article says make sure it's easy to find because in a crisis, you don't have time to search.
Every second counts then. Okay, so preparation is the safety net. What about stopping the attack happening in the first place? That's the protect part.
Right.
And the post acknowledges this can be trickier, especially now with remote work so common.
Yeah, the attack surface is wider.
Definitely. It strongly recommends consulting cybersecurity pros, which is, frankly, very sensible advice for any small business feeling a bit lost here.
Absolutely. Getting expert help tailored to your business, often the smartest investment. But the blog post does list key actions anyone can take, starting with the basics. Strong, unique passwords, changed regularly.
The fundamentals. Still so important.
It sounds simple, but weak or reused passwords are like leaving the door unlocked. Then enabling mandatory two-factor authentication, 2FA.
Wherever you possibly can.
Right. That second step code to your phone usually adds a massive security layer, even if they get your password.
They still can't get in without that second factor. Huge barrier.
What about remote workers? That's a big one now.
It is. The article strongly advises using an encrypted VPN, a virtual private network.
Creates that secure tunnel back to the office network.
Exactly. It protects data when people are working from, anywhere. And it even suggests going a step further. Get technology that needs 2FA just to connect to the VPN itself.
Ah, okay. Layering security even on the remote access. Smart.
Very smart. Because those remote connections can be weak points.
Makes sense. And the protection list continues, right? Things like firewalls.
Yep. Need a reputable firewall with a current subscription. It's your network's border control.
Blocks unauthorized traffic. And anti-malware, too.
Same deal. Reputable anti-malware protection, kept up to date with its subscription. That finds and neutralizes nasty software before it does damage.
Okay. Another practical tip in the article was about Wi-Fi.
Ah, yes. Segregating networks. Keep your main business network secure and have a separate guest network for visitors or less secure devices.
Stops guests accidentally accessing sensitive stuff.
Precisely. Then it touches on slightly more advanced things for maybe growing businesses, mobile device management, MDM.
Right, for managing phones and tablets that access company data.
And virtual desktop infrastructure, VDI, where data lives centrally, not on individual machines, can boost security management.
Okay. And the last big protection point was about the cloud.
Yeah, considering moving data and apps to secure cloud platforms. Think Microsoft Azure, Google Cloud, Dropbox.
Places like that.
Right. These major providers often have really robust built-in security and recovery features. That can be a big help, especially if you don't have a huge internal IT security team.
Got it. So bringing it all together then, for that small business owner listening, what's the main takeaway?
In essence, there's no single silver bullet for ransomware. It's really about adopting a comprehensive, layered approach.
Layers, yeah.
You need to be ready to recover quickly if, unfortunately, an attack gets through. That's the prepare part. And you need to actively put strong protect measures in place to make it much harder for them to succeed.
Absolutely. It's that two-pronged strategy. Prepare and protect. That's the best defense. So implement those security basic passwords, 2FA. Educate your team, watch out for phishing, have that clear, tested recovery plan.
And don't be afraid to ask for help.
Definitely. Don't hesitate to reach out to cybersecurity pros. And on that note, as Len Kaplan's post points out, if you need help implementing these steps, CDML can be reached at 800-CDML-123. That's 800-2365-123. Or support at cdml.com.
Which brings us to a final thought, really. A question for you listening right now. Given how sophisticated cybercriminals are getting and how devastating these attacks can be, what specific proactive step are you going to take today to strengthen your business's digital defenses?
Yeah, it's not really a matter of if these threats will continue.
No, it's about how prepared you will be when they come knocking.